The Dallas Mavericks season has come to a close after a 120-106 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies in the second game of the play-in tournament. The offseason has officially started. And the other day in the first round of the play-in tournament, we destroyed the Sacramento Kings. Had a lot of momentum. Things looked good. We really thought that the Mavs had it together and ready to make a playoff push. But then today happened where we came out just completely flat. The energy wasn't there. No one was hitting shots. The defense was nowhere to be found. And although we did turn things around in the second quarter, it still wasn't enough. Things still slipped out of our hands. And now we're out of the playoff picture. But there is somewhat of a silver lining, and we'll definitely talk about that in this video. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we are currently sitting at 20,377 subscribers. Just want to thank you guys so much for all your support all season long. We hit so many milestones of 15K, then 20K subs, and hopefully next season 25 and 30K subs. Just thank you guys so much for all your love and support. But tonight's game, unfortunately, did end in a loss. The Dallas Mavericks season is completely over, and we got to talk about what is next. What are the next steps for this team? We didn't have any proper defense. We didn't have any proper offense. Although Anthony Davis dropped 40 points, he had somewhat of a slow start. His defense also wasn't that good at all. But 40 points is much better than the 0 points that we got from PJ Washington. Mr. Stand on business, and I don't think he stood on anything. I think he sat down on a lot of business tonight. He even pushed Zach Edey, just completely checked out of the game. We did have a few bright spots in tonight's game. Brandon Williams continued to look well. Max Christie helping out off the bench as well. Klay Thompson hitting some shots. But it just wasn't enough, as we did end up losing. But just taking a look at the box score real quick. Anthony Davis, 40 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 2 assists, 9 rebounds, shooting 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 2 of 7 from 3, and 16 of 29 from the floor, even though he's coming back from injury. And although he did get injured again in tonight's game, a completely different injury, it was his right knee, Anthony Davis did his thing. He definitely stepped up, as no one else scored anywhere near as much as he did. 40 points, still a loss, so 40 for what? 40 for nothing? Still a big performance from Anthony Davis. And then PJ Washington, the complete opposite of what we got from Anthony Davis. 0 points, 4 turnovers, 2 steals, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, was 0 of 3 from the three-point line and 0 of 5 from the field. We all know that PJ Washington is an amazing defender. He can also score, but his defense is his bright spot. And that was non-existent. Tonight, I saw Jaren Jackson Jr. score 3 times back to back to back when PJ Washington was on him. It was just free lunch, just a bucket, a bucket, a bucket. PJ's defense was nowhere to be found tonight, and his offense clearly took the night off. And I don't hate PJ. I don't think he's trash. I don't think we need to trade him. But tonight was not a night for PJ to wet the bed. Do that when we make the playoffs and we have 7 games to figure it out. Not an elimination game where it's kind of ironic. Last year, Klay went 0 for 10 in an elimination game. This year, PJ went 0 for 5. The Mavericks' bad luck definitely continues, but just to go off the rest of the box score, Najee Marshall had 13 points, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 of 1 from 3, and 5 of 7 from the floor. A very quiet 13 points from Najee, but overall, he was everywhere doing everything, looking like one of the more consistent players on our roster. And Derrick Lively, who played 20 minutes, had 0 points, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Just not really what we need from our starting center. And Klay Thompson had 18 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, was 4-11 from 3, 0 of 1 from the free throw line, but 7 of 15 from the floor. Klay Thompson, following up that nice performance in Sacramento, shows that when it's time to step up, when it is the playoffs in the postseason, Klay Thompson can be relied on. And off the bench, Caleb Martin, no points but 1 assist. Daniel Gafford had 5 points, 1 assist, and 3 rebounds, as well as 1 block. Spencer Dinwiddie, he played 4 minutes, and we all saw that was too much because he missed 2 shots. Dante Exum had 3 points, 1 steal, and 2 rebounds. Brandon Williams, 16 points, 1 steal, 7 assists with 3 rebounds, shooting 1 of 3 from the three-point line. We got 1 of 5 from the three-point line and 6 of 12 from the field. Following up that great Sacramento performance, not the best from 3, however, he did find ways to be productive off the bench. And Max Christie had 11 points, 1 block, and 1 rebound, shooting 3 of 5 from 3. And 3 of 5 from 3 and 4 of 7 from the floor. And just to keep this up, just want to show you guys that we had 16 turnovers as a team. 16 turnovers as a team. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Again, in a game where you got to win or go home, the team's talking about how they packed for an 8-day road trip that they were not expecting to come home. Did not come out with the right energy. There were a lot of things that I saw wrong. But if we got to talk about who stood on business, I'm going to give him his flowers tonight. I want to say Anthony Davis stood on business. Not the best performance, but dealing with injuries, being traded, and everything surrounding a 40-point performance, I got to give respect to that. And just to put things into perspective, like I said, Anthony Davis had 40 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, shot 55% from the floor. Insane game from a guy playing injured. Mad respect. Like we all know, Anthony Davis is still dealing with that adductor strain, but tonight it was his knee. It was his right knee late in the fourth quarter. He had to step off. He didn't go to the locker room. He was still on the bench. He did come back and continue to score, continue to play, but obviously he was not able to continue. But a few other things that we're definitely going to take a look at is right here from Noah Weber saying Anthony Davis is holding his right knee on the bench. He was struggling to get up and down the floor before checking out. So yeah, to put it into perspective, if the Dallas Mavericks were to win tonight, we were going to go into Oklahoma on Sunday with an injured Anthony Davis, with a PJ Washington who's not mentally there, with a team that's still trying to figure it out. Not saying that we didn't deserve to make the playoffs. I definitely want to see more from this Dallas Mavericks team. But if we did play Sunday, how good would AD really be for us when it's obvious that he needs this summer to rest? He needs to recover, come back next season, and just be a better player. But with this, Nick Wright had this to tweet, not at the end of the game, in the middle of the game, saying defense wins championships. This 3-word phrase is going to haunt Mavericks fans for the next few years until Nico's gone. Defense wins championships. We let the Grizzlies score 120 points. Defense wins championships. But just to put it all into a bigger perspective of the entire season, Luka Doncic traded to the Lakers. Quentin Grimes, 21.9 points per game, traded for Caleb Martin, 5.4 points per game. Fans protest Luka trade outside Mavs Arena. Anthony Davis hurt in debut, only plays 9 games. Fans escorted out for fire Nico signs. Kyrie Irving tears ACL. Kyrie and AD only played 3 total quarters together. Mavs raise season ticket prices. Derrick Lively II misses 46 games. Daniel Gafford misses 25 games. PJ misses 25 games. Omex Prosper, season-ending injury. Luka sheds tears in return to Dallas, drops 45. Nico Harrison doubles down on trade. There's no regrets. Mavs CEO compares trade to Monte Ellis for Andrew Bogut. Dirk Nowitzki completely turned off by Mavs. And Mavs lose to Grizzlies and play in 1 year after making the NBA Finals. Also, 77 days after trading Luka. Kind of poetic in a way. But the last thing that we definitely want to take a look at is this right here. A few days ago, ESPN Tim McMahon said this: Dirk is completely turned off by this franchise. I'll have more on that situation coming out once they're eliminated, probably Thursday morning. Well, we survived that game against the Sacramento Kings, but tomorrow we may hear something from Tim McMahon regarding Dirk, and obviously I don't think it's going to be anything good. I mean, without Dirk, what does this franchise have? I don't think he's going to ask for his statue to be torn down or his jerseys taken down from the rafters, but whatever it is that we hear from Dirk is going to break our hearts all over again. It's been a very long and tumultuous season for Mavs fans and for the players and organization. Again, I just want to say I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me, sticking with me. For those that are still here, thank you so much. For those that are watching this in spite, ready to comment, I told you so, fire Nico, the Mavs suck. Regardless, thank you guys so much. There's a lot that this team has to do next season regarding the draft, free agency, trades, who stays, who goes, and we're gonna be covering every step of the way of every little thing that still goes on with the Mavs. So although the season's over, my season has just begun. It's the off season. It doesn't stop for anybody. But let me know in the comment section down below. How do you feel about this season? Give me a grade. Is it an A, a F, a D, a C? Let me know. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for making this far to the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord as well as our Spotify. Links in the description below. And as always, take care, drink water, peace.